Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 3 in a best-of-3 matchup between SaSe, and JF here on TSL's version of Crossfire. How much do you know about Crossfire, Drool?
I know that it's an old map from Brood War, like a remake. Peaks
Hmm.
of Bang. I don't know. I'm not from Brood War, so but it is, and it's been in GSL. It got introduced there, and it got a bit popular there. But the general consent is that in the V versus Zerg matchups, the map is a bit skewed in favor of Protoss and Terran due to all the narrow pathways. But
Hmm.
I guess in this matchup, it's going to be really, really interesting. It's a long map. It's two players, so there's a good opportunity for cheese, but we don't see any probes moving out at this point, so probably not going to see any of that. But I mean, it's a really drawn out map, so again, a good both players will have a decent shot at getting their expansions up if they wish to do so. And yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. Another thing that I want to mention is there are backdoor rocks leading into each other's base, so there is a second point of entry. And whenever you have a second point of entry, especially against a Protoss player, it kind of puts the Protoss player on guard because they never know if they have enough force fields in order to try to fend off the attack. So, especially with Blink Stalkers, where you can try to walk up the ramp the front side, a force field can go down, you can then simply blink across and then come in from the back as well. And that is always going to be a very interesting strategy, and especially on a map like this, which is pretty unique. I can't think of any other maps that have backdoor entrances where it's blinkable or blinkable from the front door.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. And also, um, it's a good retreat path because you can like blink in through the front if you want to, and then you can micro around in the base, and then you can still go for the exit in the back. So blink is gonna have a really good time if a player goes for blink here. So yeah, definitely a good option. But so far we see both players very standard, I think. Yeah, with equal timings, we see a little edge for SaSe again on the Cybercore, and he's sending two probes after one probe here. Wants to get rid of that one, but yeah, he retreats his probe back, and he's getting a second gas really early on.
Yeah.
And so does JF. So both in for the tag once again, and that's gonna provide us with some interesting dynamics here.
Yeah, a double gas early against in Protoss. Normally against a Terran or a Zerg, you don't know if they're gonna go Sentry expansions, but I would be more than surprised if any of these players went for mass sentries expansions at this point, as stalkers and early zealots can just simply bust through a lot of force fields, especially with the wide ramps and the open front door and that backdoor rock location. So I think it is going to be a tech matchup here.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, both looking like no, actually JF already has the Zealot out, so SaSe again the one that goes for his uh Stalker first, which is a bit risky, like against really early Zealot aggression, it would be a bit weak, but we don't see that. And there's the blink from SaSe again. He had good success with that last game, so I guess he decides to go for it again. And robotics, early robotics for JF. And yeah, it's people have been saying it's a bit rock, paper, scissors with the three tech buildings for Protoss in PvP. Robo beats Twilight Council, which beats Stargate, which beats Robo. So
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, if we go after this logic here, JF has an edge, but yeah, it's definitely anyone's game again. We'll see what they're going for. If we're gonna see early Colossus from JF,
Hmm.
Blink is gonna be quite good as well.
Yeah, so sometimes scissors can beat rock if they're like titanium scissors, and we'll see if the robotics facility arc is going to be able to fight back against a lot of blink stalkers. And blink stalkers, it's kind of like an either or. Sometimes you're able to get in a really quick blink and then get all of your stalkers within range before that immortal's really able to fight back. But it looks like an observer is going to be trained up first, so that observer should be positioned out really carefully, as we already have a proxy pylon in a very nice position by SaSe. The stalkers walking by will not see the units warping in there. So we already have three stalkers coming in there, and it looks like an early probe, I believe, was shot down.
Oh yeah, and that's actually huge. JF might think that he denied a proxy paddling here, but little does he know, Stalker's on the run, and there are not many warp gates out for JF right now. They actually get the Zealot on the ramp right away. Force field goes down, but the two stalkers are still alive for JF outside his base, and they're
Ooh.
fleeing from the stronger stalker force. But a blink goes down, and those stalkers are dead
Yeah.
metal, I guess.
Yeah, that was actually a really, really nice play, warping in the stalkers along the low ground. There was an observer that caught some of that and was able to see that, but I don't think that JF was actually expecting blink stalkers 7 minutes and 30 seconds into this game. So it's going to be a very, very difficult time as the stalkers now coming in. Oh, a nice stalker blinking back once more. And now in comes an immortal. So that immortal going to be absolutely critical in trying to fend off those stalkers. And a new round of stalkers could be warping in just a moment. But SaSe also repeating his strategy from last time, warping in a Nexus as well. So using this as a very early aggression and once again, only taking damage on the shields. And I'm surprised that JF, he has to know a proxy pylon's nearby simply by seeing a Stalker over there warping in. And it looks like it's going to walk up that ramp once again.
Yeah, and now if SaSe wished for, he could have blinked in there, but he didn't choose to do so because he knew that the second immortal would be out very soon, and you can't blink into immortals if you don't have a ridiculous dark force. But here's the blink through the back door, as you mentioned beforehand, and yeah, he's gonna work on those backdoor rocks. JF does see it if he pays attention, and the interesting thing here is that JF really tries to defend with minimal investment. He is just working on his third gateway, but a Dark Shrine coming out for him right now, so he's building a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if it's going to work out for him, though, because really, uh, SaSe is going to have a huge unit advantage, and he's going to come in from both sides right now.
Yeah, doing a good job putting pressure on the front and on the back, but the force field goes down, so SaSe unable to get in through there unless he wastes his blink cooldown. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what JF is doing. JF is kind of all over the place, trying to go for blink, trying to go for Templars or Twilight Council and Dark Shrine now, as the Stalkers are able to get inside the base, get some damage, and then once again retreat once more. But SaSe, the longer this game goes, the better it is going to be for him, as there is already an expansion up and running, and that is just going to be a very, very strong economic lead, as those probes are not mining on diminishing returns at this point.
Yeah, really. SaSe is in no rush here, no urge for him to attack or close down the timing or anything. He can just play whatever he likes to really. And JF actually loses an observer in SaSe's base, so I don't know. The DT play won't be successful due to detection already being up for SaSe, and really, JF at a huge disadvantage. He's gonna grab his own Nexus here, knowing that he's behind on that already, and he's gonna try to get some map control up with his DTs. But yeah, it looks like the Observer is just now joining the Stalkers, and the DTs, I don't think they might have been spotted by SaSe.
Yeah, I
And
think
yeah, he's cutting them off. Oh my god, those DTs are going to do nothing.
yeah, a really, really heavy investment into DTs, and you really hate to see such a heavy investment have absolutely no point of return on their investment. And now JF just pretty much wondering what he can do at this point. He has a Twilight Council, he has a Dark Shrine. He can easily get into Colossus. He can easily try to go for Archons as well if he tries to double warp in Dark Templars and merge them. But Archon's not going to be successful, especially against this very mechanized or mechanical army here.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's the thing is SaSe is just one step ahead or at this point due to the much earlier Nexus. He already has the Colossus tech working on range and his first Colossus right now. And he has also got two immortals out just to be safe here against the strong attack. And if you look at the supplies, we see it already skewed in favor of SaSe. Almost 100 now, 100 to 85, 84, 86, whatever. And I feel like Archons would even be the best choice here, but due to SaSe being so far ahead, I'm really worried for JF. I have no idea what he can do at this point.
Yeah, JF really needs to pull a rabbit out of his hat in order to come out with a strong victory. I believe SaSe just has too many advantages going for him, and this may be it. Oh no, SaSe able to blink away with those Stalkers. I was going to say if somehow JF was able to catch this small attack force of Stalkers off guard and get them to overcommit, one Stalker quickly getting taken down, but JF doesn't have blink and unable to save off any of his own units there.
And the single zealot JF's mineral line right now is gonna really mess JF up here. He's already got 3 kills, gonna get a fourth one maybe, but 2 Zealots just were and gonna take care of that. But he gets the fourth kill. Great play by SaSe here.
Yeah, I didn't
And
even see how that Zealot got into that mineral line. Did it?
yeah, I don't know. He just walked in. Like, I don't know either. There's the first Colossus for JF right now, but I think yeah, 2 already up with range for SaSe, and the range just halfway done for JF. There's gonna be huge clash very soon, and maybe JF can have this ramp working for him. But look at the Colossus with range just starting to tear up some units here. Blink coming in, and looks like SaSe is out for blood at this point, and goes for the kill as his Colossi are spazzing out at that ramp.
Yeah, I was gonna say if those Colossi spaz out on the rep and are not engaging in that fight, that might be the break that JF needs. But with that range of 9, and especially without blink on those stalkers, it looks like those Colossi are just gonna be able to sit in the back and get a lot of damage in very easily. JF's Colossus doesn't have range. Reinforcements are coming in. The Zealots don't have charge. Both sides trying to engage. Force field now coming into play. SaSe should perhaps try to break down his own force field so the Immortals can join in on the battle. But this battle's not going well at all for SaSe, and Immortals are finally able to join in on the fight. Should be able to finish off that Colossus with just one easy and quick blast. And now the Colossus on the high ground may be able to defend against those units, but no, 2 more Colossi coming in back and forth. That one Colossus trying to be very, very careful, down to already 18 hit points. And SaSe is just pretty happy with those 3 Colossus dancing back and forth.
Yeah, and I don't see another day here for JF. In this best of 3, 2 Immortals are just gonna wreck through anything in their way at this point. 2 Colossi for JF now with range are gonna try to micro as much as they can, but just no beef with JF's army. Really, 3 Zealots and only the 2 Colossi now. A 4th Colossus joining in SaSe's army. The Nexus is under fire, and 3 Colossi out for JF, but really so few units for him. The supplies are at a 50 difference at this point, and I think we have to see a GG very soon, although it looks like JF makes a little push, but here come the reinforcements for SaSe again. JF has to feel quite terrible right now.
Yeah, I think SaSe's reinforcement, he's just timing this too well, pulling back with the units when he needs to pull back, engaging when he needs to engage, not letting JF get any real traction. And with the Nexus already down to 210 hit points, and now we have 5 Colossi. 5 Colossi, that is a very large number of units. There's actually more Colossus than any other unit on the field. And there's the GG.
GG from JF. Congrats to SaSe from MYM taking it over Fnatic JF. Really clutch game again.
Yeah. So yeah. So it looks as though yes, MYM SaSe taking Game 3 in this best of 3 series, as you mentioned, and I don't know all the matchups for this Clan War series, but I know it's coming down to the wire. So Mouse Sports, I believe in this series went 13-2. In all of their matches, so they simply dominated. They're going to be in first place, and I think right now it's coming down to MYM or EG to see who's going to get second place. And MYM taking this game should definitely move them along in the right direction. Thanks for watching.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay and this best of 3 series between JF and SaSe. Game 3 taking place here on Crossfire.